Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Alyssa. I'm here with John and Caleb, and today we're going to be talking about the 1985 movie Brazil, which is directed by Terry Gilliam. So, I wanted to talk about this with you guys because it's a very unique movie. It has a lot of surrealist elements. It's like this dystopian society, very interesting ideas. So, what did you guys think?
I can start unless John wants to. Oh, sorry. You want to go first?
No.
Okay. Okay,
No.
cool. Yeah, I'll go first. I'll just say, it was cool. It was very hard to follow at times.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of Mickey 17,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. In a weird way, it's almost like trying to remember. There was a movie, just I was thinking of it earlier, but it had that is very much one of those super absurdist type movies. And I can't remember oh my god, I had such a good comparison. Anyway, yeah, it was kind of interesting. The guy is like a larper, right? He just wants
Yeah.
to be a good like bureaucratic worker fighting whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he falls for the girl or whatever. And with that and another experience with the Robert De Niro, who is in this movie for some reason. Now
Mm-hmm.
he's all of a sudden he's fighting the state and leading a revolutionary lifestyle. Very, it seemed like something that would happen in real life. So I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was very hard to follow. It was. Oh, this is the weird thing about the movie. It was like very much has that old style. You could tell it's an old movie, like the way it was shot.
Mm-hmm.
Very aged. It's extremely aged, but it has a lot of strange moments of like profane elements that like
Mm-hmm.
feel super out of place.
Hmm.
Um, Probably not because of anything bad done with the directing, but just because of I guess what I associated with, because it literally is directed almost like a Disney movie, um, in
Huh.
some ways. But then you have this like gory shit or like some weird, like some funny shit like the necrophilia joke. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
very interesting. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know what I would rate it because I don't even try to think that way usually. I mean, it was interesting watch, just to say the least.
Mm-hmm. John, you have any thoughts?
I have, I have a few. Like Caleb said, when I saw De Niro, like that shit gave me whiplash because I was like, "What the fuck? Like, why?" I don't know. Like something that also I don't know caught me by surprise. The actress that plays Jill. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if she's British. I know a lot of British people have a like easier time simulating our accents and
Mm-hmm.
our like dialect than we do theirs. I don't know if she's British, but she spoke in an American dialect. Robert De Niro's in this movie. He sounds like he should. He's an East Coaster and white American, and I don't really know if that was on purpose. I don't know if like there was a reason. Like Terry Gilliam. I'm assuming this is like a British director, right? I
Um,
genuinely don't know.
so Terry Gilliam, I had to look this up, but he was like born and raised in America and then he moved to the UK. So it's
Okay,
considered like a British film.
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's considered a
That
British film and it's like on a list of like I don't know, like top 100 greatest British films and that kind of thing. But yeah,
I think
go ahead.
I feel like yeah, I feel like I don't know. I agree with Caleb about it being like really hard to follow.
Mhm.
And I feel like this is another one, even more than like last week's episode with The Godfather, that like I'm kind of struggling to get um more than just the surface level themes. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously it's about like a surveillance state and like this dystopian future where bureaucracy is like pretty much I don't know like taken away like human agency from almost everybody.
Yeah.
But like I don't I don't know. It's a really fucking confusing movie, and the ending was also really, really fucking weird. Like I understand what happens. Like I
Mhm.
spoiler alert. Like he pretty much becomes a vegetable, and he's like trapped in his own fucking fantasy. But I don't get why.
Yeah.
What are y'all's thoughts on that?
So, this is my second watch. I watched it like 3 years ago, so it was a bit clearer for me. I was also like looking at the Wikipedia of like some of the like the plot as I was watching it. So my thoughts on that ending was like, okay, so he gets captured, then he's getting tortured, or what's it called? Information extraction is what they call torture, which is interesting because I think in the 2000s in the US we were calling torture like interrogation was the word. So that was interesting because obviously this is before that. But anyway, on the ending, he that whole sequence was like him, his fantasy and him dreaming, and then he just wakes up and it's in this like torture chamber, and I was like, wow, that's just like a really bleak, depressing ending. And I was watching it, and my dad was there, and he was like, wow, I hate the ending to this movie because it's just so depressing. But yeah, what did you think, Caleb?
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely like the ending almost kind of reminded me of I'm trying to think the first obviously because I'm Sopranos whatever the test dream or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
even then it kind of reminds me of Everything Everywhere All at Once a little bit. There's some other movie where there's a portion of a movie that's like just extended back to back to back dream sequence type, you know,
Mm-hmm.
what do you say, kind of like fantasies almost. And I think it is weirdly relatable because I feel like everybody's probably had one time in their life where they were in a situation that was so bad that they were like genuinely almost fantasizing it about like waking up and it not being true, or
Mm-hmm.
like it just not happening, or like, well, maybe I'll wake up, it won't happen. So I kind of saw on that end, but I also think that the terrible like sad ending kind of matched with kind of like the absurdist plot,
Mm-hmm.
because one thing about the movie is like not only was it um hard to keep up with, but because of its comedic nature, it was hard to super invest in. So I don't know how much I ever really empathized with his character. Not because he was like a piece of shit or whatever, but just
Yeah.
because it always felt like it was kind of a joke.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say like the ending, I guess, is maybe a little ahead of its time, I guess, because back then, like, nobody really cared about terrorism at that time, except maybe in England, I guess, with the IRA. But obviously in America, we didn't give a fuck until like the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was just kind of definitely depressing. It definitely had like a you could tell is what probably wasn't mainstream when it came out, just because of the way it was done. So
Yeah, I think it
I also
was. Sorry, you go ahead.
no, you're fine. I also kind of felt like y'all were talking about like the whole surveillance state thing. By the end of the movie, I felt like this was something I had to check the date on it because I thought this was something that released like post 9/11.
Hmm.
Like this feels like obviously it looks like it's made in the fucking 80s, but the tone and like the themes just seemed like something that would be made in like the late 2000s United States or something like that. But
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, that's really interesting. Um, what did you guys think about the protagonist? His name's Sam Lowry. He's played by, I'm forgetting the actor's name. But yeah, what did you guys think about him as a character? Jonathan Price, that's the actor's name.
he was like the most like awkward dude ever. It was almost like grating. Like the way I guess it was very well performed because like there were times where like it was almost pain to like even watch him exist. Like especially at the beginning where he like trying to get his mother's attention and he's like asserting like, no, I'm not getting a not an upgrade, but whatever they call it in the working world. I keep forgetting. Uh,
Promotion?
I'm not getting a promotion. I'm not getting a promotion. Like it was like genuinely hurtful to watch him. So I guess I definitely I don't want to say sympathize, but I understood his kind of like I could see how somebody could come of age in that society and
Mm-hmm.
kind of um be in that weird situation where you've been kind of promoted to believe this propaganda and you believe the propaganda, but then a bunch of other people they're living by different rules. They're still living by the rules of moving up in the world and all that shit. And I see the tension there. Um, and also him and the woman are hilarious as well.
Yeah.
So in their relationship is so funny. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like this character to be honest. Just fun to watch.
Yeah, it was a great performance, very uncomfortable and awkward. I think the relationship was something I didn't love. I think rewatching it, it didn't feel that believable that she would end up falling for him because he's just so like awkward. I don't know. Maybe that's her type, but it was a bit uncomfortable.
So I agree.
Yeah. John, do you have anything?
I kind of like, I don't know. The main character, I don't know. I feel like the problem I have with the main character is the problem that I have with like a lot of the movie. Humor is a big part of it, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying I didn't enjoy the movie, but like I didn't laugh once in the entire movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't feel like all that entertained. I kind of felt like I was watching like an abstract painting, um, but in the form of a moving picture, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like the pure entertainment value is kind of missing, and with the main character specifically, I feel like Liz, like you said, his relationship with the girl is like really unbelievable. Like I
Yeah.
don't. It's not even that he's just so awkward. It's just like quite literally, what about your engagements with this man up to the point to where they had their first kiss would make you want to be around him at all? I would fear that man for like my life. Like I would never fucking kiss him. I would think he's part, of the cell that's trying to fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Like I don't get her reasoning at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think that like you said, it is somewhat abstract. That's kind of why I wanted us to talk about it. Uh, but I do enjoy it a lot. Like I think it's well made, especially on a rewatch. I like appreciate a lot of the just the ideas that are played with and like the production design. It's really nicely shot. I think everything looks very interesting and like there's all these machines that are like overworked and it's kind of a visual symbolism of like the bureaucracy. I like the colors and how some things are kind of colorful and some things are like drab and like the sound design is really nice. The sound design of like the elevator, just all the little details I really enjoy. But I do think that some things about the story like aren't the clearest or aren't the most believable. And I think their relationship is probably the biggest example of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some.
I
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I feel like some part of this movie, just kind of doesn't stick with me because even though, like, if something's well made and I can tell it's well made, I can appreciate that. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it when the point or when a few of your points are just like too mired and fucking puzzle for like the general audience to be able to grasp them. Like that's not fun to like watch a puzzle of a fucking movie. I'm not like really gonna have fun doing that.
Hmm.
No, I get that perspective. I had a similar conversation with my buddies, and it was funny because this movie kind of almost comes off as like a proto A24 type movie. But we
Mm-hmm.
were watching a few days ago Midsummer with a couple of my friends. Without getting too much into that, because this is about Brazil. Um, they were basically one of my friends, and granted, his taste in media is kind of dog shit, but generally speaking, he was saying like, "Oh, this insists upon itself," like as making fun of it, obviously. And I was thinking about how, on one end, I was annoyed because the principle of what he's saying, I guess, is kind of ridiculous. But in itself, I kind of understand looking at it. So there are certain movies where it's like, wow, um, there is like a lack of substance here, or even if it's like a substance is even there is substance, it's so far away from like the enjoyment experience is lacking to the point where like that substance is far is you're disincentivized for even trying to find it. So I feel that way a little bit about the movie, but I also feel about the movie that it's like kind of like an interesting, like a pet, like an interesting project that like I could see a remake of this movie being a classic, or a movie based on this movie being a classic. Like I think it has that sort of niche. Maybe it just wasn't executed perfectly just because of the time, who made it, the
Mm-hmm.
place, etc. See what I'm saying?
Hmm. Interesting. I think the themes. I don't know. I'm not sure. I agree with what you're saying about the themes because I do think they're kind of obvious. Like I think the core theme is like a criticism of totalitarianism and like the like bureaucracy and society and also like with the mother and like having plastic surgery and that satire of like the wealthy and the excess. So I do think those are kind of obvious, but I do see what you're talking about with like the plot being confusing because yeah, there's like the mix up with like Buttle and Tuttle, and then uh yeah, it's just hard to follow in a lot of ways. So I agree with that. Also, like the stuff, what did you guys think about the stuff with like his dreams about he's like flying around and rescuing Jill, the woman, when he's like a she's like being a damsel in distress and that kind of thing.
I don't know, I feel like they were definitely like making fun of him, right? Because she's not a damsel in distress at all, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
kind of like just the fantasy of like a, I was like a, this is like a weird guy who has problems with his mother. This guy's like a freak, so it's very funny for him to have that sort of issue. But also I do like the dreams in general, not just that one, but also like the one at the end where he's like realizing, I don't know, did you interpret it that way? There was a dream towards the end where it's like he takes off the mask or someone takes off his mask and he's the bad guy or something. Um, I can't remember. It might have been, I might have
Yeah, the
misinterpreted it.
no,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
okay.
I kind of feel like, yeah, I think that was a Star Wars callback too,
Oh,
a
maybe
Star Wars
I
reference.
haven't seen as many of those movies.
Yeah, in Empire Strikes Back, before Luke finds out that Darth Vader is his father, he has to go into like I don't know, some forest where Yoda on the planet where Yoda is staying, and he meets some apparition of Darth Vader, and he defeats him, and his mask comes off, and Luke's behind it, and that's supposed to be like foreshadowing, like like Anakin being behind Darth Vader's mask or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to get at, I kind of felt like maybe I don't know, maybe the movie was trying to tell me something different toward the end, but I kind of felt like that was just like the main character being told or being hinted at that he's a part of the problem, or he's a
Hmm.
part of the barrier to him getting what he wants, which is like a relationship, or like not a relationship, but just his damsel in distress, because he has fantasies about this woman. He doesn't know who she is. He doesn't
Mm-hmm.
actually want a close relationship with her. He just has a crush, like he's a 15-year-old child, and he kind of risks his job and everything else to get it.
Yeah, he's pretty like childish in the way that he engages with stuff. I think that's a good point. Um, oh shit, I was gonna say something and then I forgot. What were you talking about?
I was talking about Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah. Oh yeah,
I
the
think,
dream sequences. Sorry.
yes.
Okay, I'm kind of piecing this together right now, so this might not make the most sense, but I think that it's obvious because of his relationship with his mother that like he was kind of like had a stunted kind of relationship with her. And then it's also kind of a metaphor for the totalitarianism because he lives in such this unfree society that he has these like childish dreams about, you know, being like this I don't know, like superhero kind of character, like hero character, and saving this woman and that kind of thing. And it's just so fantastical and over the top. So I think it's kind of a metaphor for like the repression of totalitarianism, and also that ties in kind of with his relationship with his mother.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially like he kind of sorry, partner with me with the train in the background, but yeah, I like that as a take on like basically kind of like stunted development.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it's interesting because in weird ways, there are people I know in my life who, I would consider, and I would probably say myself some stunted development, but there are people in my life I know with stunted development, and they kind of pattern, some of his follow some of his patterns. So it's kind of interesting to see that interpreted in a movie about like a dystopian, like the consequences of dystopias on like on a minor like what do you say a micro social level is very interesting.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of interesting details in this. When he goes over to Jill's apartment and to Miss Buttle's apartment, I think, to give her like refund on the information extraction. There are the kids there that are like reenacting, I guess, what they'd seen the police doing to like the people. And they were like, oh, you don't have this form. And it's like kids playing. And I found that really interesting and disturbing. And also, it was like, it took place on Christmas time, which The Godfather did also. And there was this sign, it was like consumers for Christ at like the mall place. And I also thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no, I definitely kind of understand. Yeah, I agree. This whole like movie is like you could tell like I feel like whoever made this like I always wonder how filmmakers think
Mm-hmm.
because I imagine like I myself have like I'm sure that it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but everybody kind of imagines certain like ideas. Like I'm sure there's probably people who are heavy in the film that have probably made whole movies in their head and they never make it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I can. This seems like some movie that this seems like someone who had a really expansive imagination and kind of was probably thinking about this long before they put it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I think I haven't seen a ton of Terry Gilliam's movies, but what he's mostly known for, I think, is Monty Python, which is like sketch comedy, and the other movie I've seen from him is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which is kind of like a long meme movie. Like it's very funny,
Right.
but it's like yeah, it's like memes pretty much. I know he's done other like more
Mhm.
serious stuff, but yeah, it's like you said, it's very original, very much coming from like an auteur kind of thing.
Definitely. I mean, it makes you kind of want to watch because whenever I see like Monty Python, I remember seeing little, guess videos or clips or pieces. I saw you see it on TV, and it
Mm-hmm.
has that same quality where it looks like some shit that was made on like YouTube, like
Yeah.
in the early days of YouTube. I'm sure that's pretty good or interesting at least, 100%. But I don't know. What did you think about his like? I guess I'm posing the question to you now. But what did you think about his like his mom and like just the kind of the older characters? Because I thought they were like kind of obvious. We've seen these type of characters before, but like I guess the Gilliam and his kind of preoccupation with like how they are weird, like the plastic surgery, sort
Mm-hmm.
of the the leaders. So what did you think about that? Like, would you say that was funny, interesting? Like, what? How did you kind of interpret that? I guess?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I That's one of the things that I'd kind of seen from the movie before I watched it. I think, it might seem a bit obvious now, but at the time in 1985, I do think that was a bit more of like a fresh commentary.
Mhm.
So I do like it. It's not like my favorite part of the movie, but I do think that's interesting. And also like not just his mother, but the woman who like kept on doing the obvious like acid stuff that was obviously like bad for her and kept injuring her, like to supposedly have some benefit, some aesthetic benefit, was really, I don't know, it's like dark comedy. Like it's funny, but it's very morbid. That's kind of this whole movie. It's a dark comedy. So I think that was definitely appropriate. It's interesting cuz I'm not sure like if the rest of the movie is so preoccupied about like aesthetics and that kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting cuz they're in like the hive society. So they're kind of the people that are, I guess exploiting the rest of the people in this society.
Oh no, yeah, I feel like this. Some of the characters, bro, they almost remind me of like some shit from like the like. It's almost. Oh, I think what I was gonna say is this feels like the Wizard of Oz but like
Mm-hmm.
if it was in 1984 like it
Yeah.
has that element of like craziness to it and also it kind of almost some of it reminds me like the Grinch in a
Mm-hmm.
weird way. I
The
don't know if it's
Grinch.
how the characters look or if it's because of how the characters are written, but they're giving off super like the Grinch energy, Whoville energy. um Maybe it was the effects like the skin.
Mm-hmm.
um I don't know what it was, but it was
Um,
definitely so funny shit.
Yeah, they have like those wide angle lenses that give it kind of like a unique, like exaggerated look. And there's also like all these shadows that are kind of German expressionist.
Mm.
What were you saying before? I was gonna say something I forgot.
I was saying something about the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, Wizard, yeah. It reminds me of David Lynch in like the tone, except David Lynch would never make a movie like this. Like it was very Lynchian in how like dreamy it was, but I don't think he would make like a political movie like this, or he would have because he's dead. But you know.
Yeah, I do wonder what it was like in England at the time to kind of encourage this sort of. I mean, because what I'm thinking, like you said, this guy grew up in America and moved to England,
Mm-hmm.
so he probably wasn't. Maybe he was around with the Troubles, but I don't know if he was. Um, I wonder what kind of climate influenced this. But I mean, 1984 was made in what, the 40s, but I could see that even at that time, that feels a little bit more, you know,
Mm-hmm.
on track with what was going on in the world. So this kind of feels like weirdly like, I don't want to say prophetic because of course we didn't, dystopia never came about, but some of the stuff is kind of on the nose. But not in a bad
Mm-hmm.
way because I feel like it's not on the nose for their time. I feel like it's on the nose for maybe the 2000s or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because this was like based off 1984, and it was originally gonna be called 1984 and a half, which is kind
Wow.
of funny. I'm glad it wasn't called that. It's
Yeah,
called
that's ridiculous.
Brazil. It has nothing to do with the country Brazil, but it was named after
It's the song
the
that
song.
they
Yeah.
sing.
I've never seen a David Lynch movie in my life,
Mm-hmm.
but that's kind of interesting to me. I do know that he makes. I don't know. David has talked about him making shit like this, and I know like y'all are big fans of his, but never seen a David Lynch film in my life. I don't really know what's going on there. I am also kind of weirded out by the title. I do remember like the first song that plays at the beginning of the movie, like something is said about Brazil. I don't know if that's the title, but the word is said.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to figure out what the fuck the connection was. I couldn't. Something that was kind of interesting to me. I think that it's weird because the movie follows the life of a bureaucrat
Mm-hmm.
that belongs to established old money, but like there's no conversation or there's no image of like what it was like to be a laborer back then. Well, no, there was. I guess Jill counts, right? Because she was
Yeah.
a garbage person, a delivery person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Never mind. I guess I was wrong. I guess I answered my own question with that because I never really thought of Jill. I don't know. That's about all I have to say.
Okay. Yeah, some other things I'll mention. I like the score a lot. It's very big and dramatic. I think as a music student, this is kind of a dream project because it's just so dramatic and you just get so much opportunity to have like a big lush score. And also I like how in the ending in the final dream that Sam's having, De Niro like rescues him and it kind of mirrors how he rescues Jill in all his dreams he had before. And I don't know, it's just kind of funny to me. But yeah, anything else to say, Caleb?
No, not too much. I feel like the movie, I think it was made today. It could have
Mm-hmm.
been kind of maybe more enjoyable, but I don't know if it would have the same spirit, so it's hard to say. I would say probably one of my, like I said, I'm very much not a comedy guy first. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when it's a comedy, I have trouble taking it seriously and it I kind of tap out a little bit early, but I think I held my own with this one. And yeah, I think it's good to watch movies like this that are again not great movies, but you can kind of see the passion. I felt, especially if you're like really into film, if you're
Mm-hmm.
really a cinephile, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
makes me want to watch more movies, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I think about the time thing. I think it actually came out at a good time or like an appropriate time. Because I think if it was made today, a lot of the practical effects and like you can see they use miniatures and stuff would probably be CGI and it would actually end up looking worse. Though
Mm.
I did watch it, I watched this on the Criterion like Blu-ray version, so I might have gone like a higher res image. Like they probably like upscaled it somewhat. I don't know what you guys watched it on, but that was my experience. I thought I liked the time period, but also I'd probably seen more older movies.
Right. No, it was definitely, like I said, it reminded me of the Grinch so much
The
in a lot of ways.
Grinch.
Yo, yeah, it really did. Probably even the way it was shot too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. All
Mhm.
right, anything to say, John?
Yes, because the rain is finally clearing up. I can hear my thoughts. I'm sorry. The music was really good in this.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it was really grandeur. There were a lot of loud sounds and crescendos in the score where like I didn't expect it to be, and the reason for that is because like every once in a while I forget that like the movie never takes itself too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said, it's a dark comedy. Like there's nothing. I don't know. It's not like a drama. It's not. It doesn't fucking take itself seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And so, um, like there's a lot of loud and heavy moments musically attached to visual moments in the film that like literally aren't even that fucking deep. And I
Mm-hmm.
like that a lot. I like. I feel like a lot of the charm of the movie comes from it kind of being shot like the Grinch. I agree with
Mm-hmm.
Caleb in that. Like
No, I
the
haven't
way the
seen the
movie is
Grinch.
shot,
This is it's crazy. I've seen the animated one. I haven't seen the live action.
the live action one with Jim Carrey is a masterpiece.
Okay, I'll watch it this Christmas time.
It's really not a masterpiece. It's not. I don't even think it's a very good movie. But it's just
Mm-hmm.
like really. It's just I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah, that's how I feel about.
Honestly,
What were you saying?
my bad. Honestly, I feel like this movie could have used Jim Carrey in some way. And
Really?
I hate.
Was he even
I
like?
really do, bro.
I don't know if he was old enough back then.
He probably wasn't, but like this just feels like a movie that could use Jim Carrey. And I say that because I don't know, it's not just the Grinch, the whole Grinch thing. It's just he's he's just so fucking silly. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in a movie where everyone is a caricature of somebody, um, I feel like Terry Gilliam could have made good use of someone like him.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the performances go, I like De Niro's. I like De Niro a lot.
Yeah,
Probably,
his was my favorite.
probably, yeah, he's so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's, I don't know, but that's probably just me liking Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
I thought the actress that played Jill was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like all the performances were like really solid character performances. It was just,
Mm-hmm.
for me, a lot of the movie just wasn't funny when it was trying to be. And that's the only part of it I didn't enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember really like laughing, but I just kind of enjoyed the visuals and the environment and the story. Like I just think the world building is so good. That's my favorite part, I think, and the technical aspects. But yeah, uh are we giving like ratings out of 10?
Yeah, we can do 10, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know, John, you go first.
I'm gonna give. I mean, I don't know. I hate giving movies ratings out of
Mm-hmm.
10. I don't know. Like on, I guess I enjoyed it like a 7. I
Okay.
think no, six and a half, six and a
Six and
half.
a half. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going with I want to say 5.5.
Five. Oh, okay.
I'll probably go with 6.
I guess I have the highest score because I'm giving it 9 out of 10. I
Okay.
really like, yeah, as I said, the world building, the environment. I think it has some problems that make it like not perfect, but yeah, 9 out of 10. Probably a lower nine, like 8.5. But
No,
yeah,
definitely.
anything else?
No, I'm good because it's starting to rain and the train about to come and I messed up the audio. So it's
All right.
yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. Subscribe to
See
my
y'all.
channel.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
y'all subscribe, bro.
Also, wait, chill. And the reason I say chill, we have to come up with a name for this because everyone keeps asking me for a name. Everyone that I tell about the podcast,
Oh shit.
and I don't have one.
Uh, We'll think of one. Oh, also next week, I was thinking. So we did an episode where we were talking about a 70s film, The Godfather. Then this one was an 80s film. So I'm thinking next week we do a 90s film.
Mm. I don't know. You're a cinephile. I don't know what it means.
All
Oh,
right.
what's a movie we've all seen though from the '90s? That's interesting.
Kill Bill. Kill Bill.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill is a good one.
All right. How about I make a list and then I send it to the group chat?
That's cool.
Valid.
All right.
And fun.
All right. Adios, everyone. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.
All right.